Yes, good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Minister, who is the patron of this organization, the CEO, Mr. Innocent, HiPipo team, the FinTech team, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be part of this function. Allow me, in a special way, thank the organizers of this event, the FinTech Landscape Exhibition, and on behalf of the Government of Uganda and the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, I wish to commend the organizers of the 40 days, the 40 FinTechs initiative, under which the leading FinTech companies have undergone the 40 days of nurturing and market by Digital Impact Awards Africa. For us as a ministry, our role when we see such innovations, we feel proud. Because as a ministry, we are mandated to see increased usage and access to ICT infrastructures and services. So by doing this, you are assisting government in one way or another. So thank you once again for identifying and also participating in the innovation. It is gratifying to learn that this is a private sector-led initiative aimed at promoting the leading financial technology companies in the country, and as a minister interested to support and promote the uptake of the availability of ICT services in the country, I want to commend you again and pledge our support as a ministry. While the COVID-19 has impacted on all industries, in one way or another, it has provided opportunities for the ICT. As you realize, when the outbreak had just happened, we were advised to remotely work from our homes, meaning that we were required to use ICT devices to keep in touch with offices and also doing our work as government people. And it not only happened to government, but even the private sector. So we believe that this is an opportunity and we have to embrace the new normal. We cannot go backwards, and we need to harness the opportunity which is available to make sure that we take lead in as far as increasing ICT usage is concerned. Given that background, I want therefore to urge you, the providers of the digital financial services, to seize the available opportunities and produce more products and services so as to eliminate the existing gaps. Indeed, this current crisis has forced governments and the corporate world to rethink our business strategies, reevaluate our supply chains, but also look at the resource deployment and mobilization, among others, in anticipation of the difficult times ahead of us. It is upon us, the elite, to develop the relevant services, which include digital financial services for the consumption of Ugandans and probably communities beyond Uganda. It is pertinent to recognize that FinTech industry, as one of the rapidly emerging ICT-enabled sector in the country, created employment opportunities. We will give an example that 1 million people are employed in mobile services in Uganda, and it has enabled financial inclusion for the unbanked. When you look at the women, the youth can also benefit from these services. Therefore, the government of Uganda is desirous of continuing to support the growth of FinTech industry so that many more Ugandans can benefit from the use of digital financial services in the country for our day-to-day lives. The government has in the recent past undertaken a number of initiatives geared at promoting the availability of use of ICT in Uganda. These may include, we have a conducive legal and regulatory environment. We have the Data Protection and Privacy Act that was passed in 2019. We have the backbone, we have the National Broadband Policy. This one talks about sharing and utilization of the available resources. We believe by implementing this, we will go a long way in harnessing what we have, but also increase on the network coverage for our country. Then we have also the National Payment System Bill, and this was also passed in 2019. It will, among others, regulate and provide for the safety and efficiency of the payment systems and issuance of electronic money. The National Payment System legislation shall help to resolve the uncertainty in the market regarding licensing of the payment system service providers who are not in financial institutions, such as telecom companies, who also provide mobile money services, including loans. We have the ICT infrastructure. With respect to digital infrastructure, both government and private operators have developed reliable communication networks with a coverage of 95% of the country, which enable the transmission of digital financial services possible. Complementary e-services, the automation of services by both government have fueled the demand for the digital financial services, e.g. the use of e-tax system aims has disallowed the handling of cash by tax officials, and all payments are made in the banks, or even through digital forms such as mobile money or electronic bank transfers. That has promoted the consumption of the FinTech services in one way or another. We have the National ICT Initiative Support Program. This program is commonly known as NISP. It supports our innovators. We usually get young people from the university with ideas of applications, and under the ministry, there is a committee that sits and selects the beneficiaries of this fund. So far, we have supported about 60 groups of young people, and we are also supporting some innovation hubs around Kampala. We are going to extend the same services to some universities which are upcountry, like Imbarara, Soroti, among others. We want to encourage homemade solutions. We want to do away with the imported solutions. That's why we want the young people to be nurtured and also be in position to create solutions that can help us solve our challenges as Ugandans. And we would encourage you to also apply, those of you who haven't benefited from that fund, because it is usually available. And we are in the process of opening another innovation hub at Nakawa. It is almost nearing completion. We hope that very soon His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, will be commissioning that hub. That hub will host about 200 young people, and we shall give them mentors and all the necessary support, including logistics. And their work will be simply to sit, think, and also give us ideas on what applications can be relevant to both the private and government. Talking about the international and regional initiatives, the government of Uganda has undertaken several initiatives that support the proliferation of digital services. For instance, at the East African community level, the customs systems have been interconnected to facilitate seamless flow of information, but also customs transactions in one way or another. Opportunities for FinTech in Uganda. Presently, there are numerous opportunities ready to be harnessed by the prepared FinTech and other related technology service providers. Key among these include increased need for e-services. As you all recall, this COVID is introducing the new norm. It means that we have now to reorient our people to embrace the e-services, whereby we can do marketing online, we can do business online, we can do learning online, we can do government business online. And that is an opportunity for professionals like you. We will need your support and also your guidance as far as building a network that can enhance the e-services within government, but also the private sector. The large market, Uganda and Africa in general, offers a virgin market for the FinTech services. The characteristics of most countries in Africa: we are a young population, high penetration of mobile telephone services, and the increasing uptake of the internet services. Of course, we know that our internet coverage is still a little low, but government is committed to putting in resources to extend connectivity. As we speak now, we could be at 37 or something %, but we believe that the different phases we have built over time, we will be in position to get there. Our projection as government, we are looking at 20,000 sites across the country. If we can connect the 20,000 sites across the country, then that will mean that we shall have almost 90% coverage, internet coverage, and also other related coverage, to enable the country get online and also do business using electronic means. As we speak now, we haven't gone far, but we have the phase 5 of our national backbone infrastructure, which is looking at 6,000 kilometers of fiber coverage, and we believe that if the 6,000 are done in the coming phase, we will be in position to even connect a number of other sites, and that will be of great value for us in the ICT. In the process of implementing the 4th Industrial Revolution technologies, the country seeks to leverage the benefits of 4th Industrial Revolution in promoting the growth of ICTs in the country and appreciates the benefits of these technologies, such as the blockchain technologies in the FinTech sector. A national task force was put in place by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. It's tasked with the development of the 4th Industrial Revolution by proposing policy interventions and identifying requirements for the implementation of the 4th Industrial Revolution, among other interventions. They are in the final stages of concluding their reports, and we believe that soon we shall have a policy direction towards the 4th Industrial Revolution technologies. Increased collaboration among stakeholders. There is need to continue the engagement among all stakeholders so as to consolidate our achievements so far, while at the same time strategizing to accelerate the intake of FinTech services in Uganda and Africa as a whole. Each stakeholder has a definite role to play. Developing strategies to mitigate against. As a sector, we shall need to collectively develop strategies to address some of the challenges that exist in the sector. Of course, we have inadequate funding for the private operators. So you will always be coming to us, but the resource envelope is too small. But the good news is government is committed. And with your support, we believe that we can be in position to drive this agenda to achieve what we want. Then we also have the high digital illiteracy. Our population generally, they have not embraced the ICT usage. You believe that majority of the population in the rural areas haven't really appreciated why we need to embrace ICT. So it is our work and you people to educate them the benefits that can be reaped out of the ICT. And we believe that with the young population, we can go a long way to change the mindset and also align them to appreciate what can be achieved if we move together as a team. Then the cost of ICT devices. We have been talking about the devices that we use to access the different applications. You realize that, of course, there is high telephone usage in the country, but majority of our population have these small ordinary phones. Remember, the cost of buying the gadget is a little high, but the good thing is, as government, there are factories that are now set up in Namamve. We believe that if these factories begin manufacturing those items, the cost may be a little low, and then Ugandans at least will have an opportunity to have access to cheap but quality devices that can enable them use the technology which we want them to begin using in one way or another. In conclusion, it is important for all of us to appreciate the enormous opportunities that FinTech offers to developing economies such as improved service, increased employment opportunities, and financial inclusion for the unbanked communities in Uganda. Lastly, to remember that the use of e-services will go a long way to helping us keep the social distancing, but also combating the COVID-19 pandemic, because we don't know when COVID-19 will go, but we believe that if we continue using and also appreciating the value ICT can do for the country and also our people, then we can live with COVID-19, not until a lasting solution is found. Thank you once again for God and my country.